Welcome back to the Gamekeeper's Cottage Diaries. Hello and Happy New Year from Gamekeeper's Cottage, and welcome to our first video of 2024. This week we're going to take a look back at what we had planned and actually achieved last year in 2023, and a quick look at some initial plans for some work we're going to be doing during 2024. Back in June last year, in our second video, we detailed our plans for a couple of large jobs that we were hoping to get done during the remainder of last year. Those were the renovation of the stable roof and the planting of our new hedgerows. For the stables renovation, not only did we manage to replace the old dilapidated felt roof that was falling apart with this lovely new Onduline roof that you can see now, but we also painted the front of the stable in this nice ash black colour. And as we move down to the end of the stable, we also managed to replace all of the cladding at this end. This last bottom bit was a recent job that I did just before Christmas, and we'll be seeing that in a video in the next week or so. For the new hedgerows, we did obviously plant the hedge around the edge of the stable, that little small hedgerow back earlier in the year, but the main hedgerows that we were planning on planting around the fencing in the back garden, due to other tasks we didn't get done. So at the moment, over the Christmas holidays, I managed to get all of the digging out done, so we actually have the plans for where it is going, and we'll have a video on that coming in the next few weeks. One of the main things that stopped us from actually getting the progress done with the garden was we had to do a fair bit of work on the roof of the extension because we had a leak into our dining room. It's still not finished, but we now have it watertight until the spring, and in the spring I plan on replacing the other side of the roof, which is the bit that wasn't leaking. We'll need to put in some new waterproof membrane there, and also replace a few of the tiles that you can see here that don't exactly look good. We also planted some plants in what I'm calling the lounge bed, if you remember back to the summer, and you can see these views of the pictures now of what we planted, the lavenders and salvias that we planted earlier in the year, which I'm showing here in full bloom. Over the course of next year we hope to plant some more and get that bed actually looking good. Moving on to our plans for next year, or this year rather should I say, it's going to be much of the same. So our first initial task is going to be, again, doing cladding. So we need to replace all of the cladding at this end of the stables to match what we've got at the other end, and also round the back of the stables we have this one last section remaining that we also have to replace, and we will also need to paint the remainder of the back of the stables where we replaced it earlier in the year last year because it was very bad, and there's a few other little bits that need to be of wood that need to be replaced and painted. Apart from working on the stables again, as I mentioned, we will also be planning on doing the planting of the hedgerow using bare root plants before this season ends, so that will probably be sometime late January, early February, and I'll show a new video of that when we get round to it. One other thing that we are going to try and get done as soon as possible during this year is to tidy up this small area here at the end of the stables, just to stop it all growing over and destroying the new woodwork again. We've got no real idea what we're going to do with the area yet, but we want to at least get it dug out, get rid of all the weeds and stop the mess that generally grows in the summer. and at least make it manageable. I'm thinking initially just a small paving path along the edge of the stables, just so we can easily get to the back of the stables. All that remains is for me to thank you for watching and ask that if you enjoyed the video, please support the channel by liking, subscribing and commenting.